Jeff Bezos is soft as baby shit. He is sweeter than a Pop-Tart, as 21 Savage would say. As we know, tariffs are making things more expensive, and Amazon had a plan to show their customers how much more they're paying. I assume it would look something like, okay, this product is $15, but because of tariffs, it's now $20. The White House caught wind of this, and let's just say they weren't happy. Jeff is going to tell people that we're making things more expensive? We invited him to the inauguration. So Trump called Jeff, and now we have Amazon spokespeople talking about, yeah, we're not going to show anyone the tariff prices. We love tariffs. Jeff folded like a lawn chair, man.
President Trump made sure that you will not see exactly how much his tariffs will increase the price you pay for stuff on Amazon.
Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly, and he did the right thing, and he's a good guy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for choosing us again. I'm your presenter, Joel Mugisha. Welcome back to the show. This is where you get the best tea about MAGA, effing around and finding out. All right, let's get into it. So Trump is mad at his boy Jeff Bezos. Do you know why? This is because Amazon started actually being transparent with their customers by indicating on their cart how much they're paying in tariffs. And the Trump administration is not happy about this because they want to keep it hidden, the fact that actually it's American consumers that are paying the tariffs, not the countries that he is imposing the tariffs on. This is what's happening. The American tariffs are being paid out of the American pockets. There goes for an administration that actually, praised itself for being transparent and efficient. Let's take a look. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, and let me know your opinions in the comment section below. I'll be back with more comments.
Jeff Bezos said, nah, we not gonna play that game. Y'all not about to have people blaming me for raising prices. I'm letting them know exactly who raised the prices. That's what Amazon let their customers know this morning, and then the White House heard about it. And they made Amazon change their damn mind. So this morning it was reports that Amazon was gonna give their customers full transparency when they purchase an item. So the transparency basically was this. When you're about to purchase an item, you see it for the regular price, and then when you get to the end, when you pay the shipping and the tax and everything like that, you'll see that that item just got boosted a little bit higher because they'll show you the tariff price at the end. And I'm thinking that was Jeff Bezos' way of saying that, yo, listen, this shit ain't got nothing to do with me. But it seems like the White House put their foot on his neck right after that, because as soon as it went viral, the White House made Jeff Bezos and Amazon change their tune. Now Amazon came out saying that they didn't mean that or something to that extent. Now, my question to you is, do you really think these tariffs will benefit us in the end? Because maybe not in the beginning. In the end, do you really think these tariffs will benefit us? Because people were saying that we're about to really fill it in the pocket. I'm out.
So now it's a hostile and political act.
So it was reported this morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this, since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why did...
That's not a hostile and political act. You know what it is? It's motherfucking business. When these corporations don't want to take the blame for your fuck up. Just because Trump woke up with a soft dick one day and said he wanted to give a 10% tariff to the entire fucking world and 145% tariff to motherfucking China. Then wanted to come onto the airwaves every day and lie to the people and say, well, the people are not going to be paying more money. We're just going to be bringing billions and billions of dollars from all these other countries. Knowing damn well that's not how the fucking process works. Knowing damn well the economists told us that was a fucking lie. Knowing damn well they thought we were fucking stupid. Nah, that's not a hostile political act. You want to know what a hostile political act really looks like? Is when you're president of the United States and one of the states that you literally oversee is on fire and you decide you don't want to help them until you find out if they voted for you or not. Or when you cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education funding, and food stamps, all to give tax cuts to the ultra wealthy. That's a hostile and political motherfucking act, bitch.
So Amazon is adding on the tariff, showing you the cost plus the tariff that you have to pay. And the White House is calling that a hostile act. Yes, Amazon telling you the truth that you're going to pay the tariff out of your own pocket, that's how this all works. You actually get taxed. It's a tax on you. And Amazon is just showing you how much you're paying, how much is coming out of your pocket for that tariff, how much tax you're being added for simply buying some goods. And the government is saying that it's a hostile act by Amazon. Since when is telling the truth a hostile act? The hostile act is the president pretending that this isn't the way it is. Just because you want to continually deny it and pretend that China is somehow paying for this, the public's not buying it. We know the truth. Tariffs are a tax on us. That's called a fact. Like and follow for more.
Do you want to know why the White House is freaking out about Amazon showing their tariff costs? Because it ruins the whole scam. Now, if you haven't learned already, tariffs are not paid by China. They're paid by us. You, me, everyone who shops online. But Trump spent 2 terms pretending these tariffs are a punishment for foreign countries. So when Amazon puts this item includes $15 in Trump tariffs right next to the price, the truth becomes undeniable. Now they're calling it a hostile and political act, as if transparency is the enemy. But what's more political? Showing consumers the cost of government policy or hiding it so you can keep spinning the same lie. And I just want to say, Jeff Bezos, I appreciate you watching my TikTok from a few weeks ago and taking the advice. I said the exact same thing should happen. Tariffs should be labeled. So thanks, man. I know you had it in you. This administration wants credit for being tough on trade, but doesn't want the blame when groceries, gas, and gadgets go up. Trump's team just admitted that letting you see the truth is bad for them. So let me ask you something. Do you think that tariffs should be on the receipts so people actually know why prices went up? Or is it easier just to stay mad and not ask questions?
And if the tariffs were so beneficial to us, why they getting so upset that Amazon wanted to show us the price, okay? If the tariffs was trying to make us great again, why they huffing and puffing because Amazon wanted to show us how much the tariffs was costing us? Listen, I don't know what they said on that phone call to the Amazon people, but it was something to make them want to change their tune. And I don't like that at all, because if Amazon, if you gonna do something, I'm gonna need for you to stand on it, okay? Like I said before, Amazon wanted to show us the prices, how much them tariffs gonna be costing us, and they ain't like it. But if the tariffs were supposed to be doing all this good for us, why they don't want us to see them prices? I mean, shouldn't we be giving full transparency, given that the tariffs was in place to benefit us? Okay, so why try to gatekeep now? I need somebody to make it make sense, okay? I need somebody to give me a logical answers, all right? If the tariffs was supposed to be beneficial to us, make us great again, I put great in quotation marks for a reason. If it was supposed to be doing all that, then why are they so upset that Amazon wanted to show us the prices? Drop it in the comments.
So the White House must scare the shit out of Jeff Bezos, because Jeff Bezos says he's no longer showing us the price of the tariffs on each item on the website anymore. This morning, the Amazon company stated they were going to put the cost of the tariffs on their website next to their prices so people could see how the prices are being impacted by the tariffs. Well, I guess the White House decided they were going to go ahead and give Jeff a call, and now he's not doing that. On top of that, UPS has just stated that they are laying off 20,000 workers due to a decrease in Amazon packages. So not only are we going to be in the dark about how much these tariffs are impacting the price of our goods, it's looking like people are going to be losing their jobs left and right. Wondering how everyone feels about that. How do you feel about the fact that the White House can call up a owner of a major retailer and tell them that they can't do something for the consumers? Sounds like they're in control, not the people that are paying the bills. If you shop with Amazon, it's looking like you're not in charge. They don't care about you more than they care about Trump.
There was like a minute there where I was like, oh my God, Bezos, okay. Telling it like it is, even though you're behind him while he's getting elected. But then that moment ended when Carolyn had to announce that Bezos showing the price of tariffs was somehow political, and she used the word hostile. How is it hostile to tell the truth? When did we decide that the truth was hostile? When did we decide that it is better to sneak it under the rug and blame the company when really the situation wouldn't be the way it is if the president wouldn't have implemented these tariffs? Why are we discouraging this? Oh, I know why. Because if people knew how much costs were going to increase, they would be mad. And if you could see, like Amazon was going to do for whatever, 5 seconds, if you could see exactly how much this was costing you extra, you would be mad. And then you'd want to do something about it. Because I promise you, it's us that are shopping at Amazon. And they don't want us to be collectively angry.
I think the one thing that nobody's talking about with this Amazon tariff thing is how quickly this administration is willing to throw you under the bus. This is a reoccurring trend for them. And I think at my core, the type of person that I am, not to virtue signal or nothing, it's just something that I personally don't like. I really generally have a problem with people that are willing to throw you under the bus so quickly. Like, I remember Jeff Bezos showing up, and I'm not here to protect the billionaire company. I don't care, whatever. They can eat each other alive. But I remember Bezos showing up to Trump's inauguration and donating to the inauguration fund, from what I remember. And how quickly Bassett, or whatever his name is, and the Levitt lady were willing to throw Amazon under the bus, calling it an hostile act. It's amazing, right? And it's almost like if you don't, align with this North Korean like propaganda-ish, talking point that they want you to do, that they want you to have, they immediately are willing to throw you under the bus to their cult, right? And in this case, if you're going to impose tariffs that eventually are going to kick back to the American people, and Amazon is a business, which, for the record, no one wants to line up to defend Amazon. But if Amazon as a business knows, all right, we're a business and prices are going up, we're going to let the consumer know why this prices are going up. Like, we're not just, that's just whatever, right? And if you don't like it, do something about the tariffs, right? But no, and throw you under the bus. And then they have a phone call. So I want to add that. They have a phone call, and apparently they convinced Bezos not to do whatever Amazon Hall was going to do. And then Trump goes right back and says, oh, great guy. He's a great guy. That shit that's nasty. It doesn't work for me. I just, fuck it, man.
These billionaires who apparently run this country, because now everybody's saying it's true, they're all fighting like little boys. Because this morning, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, they announced that they're going to put down tariff. I guess he had a conversation with Trump, and they were going back and forth, and he got mad and tried to retaliate. So he put on the tariff course this morning. Everybody was talking about it. I just got on the app, and I'm like, let me go check on this, because I didn't even see it. That was, I think, 4 hours ago. I was on TikTok. I didn't see the news. And then I go on, I'm like, where is it? Where is it? It's not there. He took it away. It's like, they fighting. It's like families and cousins fighting, and you kind of just in the middle of it, and you can't get away from it. This is how this country is starting to feel. Just all these billionaires fighting, going back and forth, and then we, the people, just have to sit back and observe this foolishness.
Bezos didn't want any drama. He went ahead and backpedaled his way back into Amazon headquarters. So reports came out that Amazon planned to list the tariff prices, like how much each item was being tariffed to come into this country for the consumer to see. Trump wasn't very happy about it. Carolyn Levitt called it a hostile political act, which I kind of have to agree with. Trump decided to personally call Bezos, and wouldn't you know, after that phone call, Bezos is coming out saying, no, we didn't plan on doing that. Bezos said, nope, that was my team for my ultra low priced Amazon store that were throwing around that idea. Okay. Also made a statement to Fox saying that this was never approved and it was never going to happen. What do you guys think was going on with that? Because I'm having a hard time believing that that was just some little misunderstanding. Kind of seems to me like Bezos just didn't want any drama with Trump. But what do you guys think? Do you think it was just some misunderstanding, or do you think that Trump made a phone call and Bezos was like, no, I'm not doing that? Let me know in the comments, and this is just for entertainment.
So Jeff Bezos from Amazon is not going to put the little widget on his products that shows how much the prices are going to increase from tariffs, because after that story was announced this morning, Trump gave him a call because he's so close to the billionaires in this country, and whatever was discussed in that call, Jeff Bezos decided he's not going to do that anymore. When I first heard this news this morning, I was like, okay, he's only doing this because he just saw Trump's approval ratings are going down, and this is the perfect time to hop on the hate Trump bandwagon and basically protect his brand. But then I seen Trump called him and he reversed on the decision. So now I'm thinking, okay, there had to have been a quid pro quo of some sort. He called him and got something out of it to reverse the decision. Or they were in cahoots the whole time because, Trump's always trying to attack the media and the credibility of the media. And Jeff Bezos released this story this morning knowing he was going to reverse on it the whole time. And the media and everybody was going to hop on it just to only be proven wrong later in the day, like this was never something that was going to happen. Either way, Jeff Bezos is not the good guy, and we pay for tariffs.
Did you guys see what's happening now? I happened to miss it yesterday while I was working. Trump is now mad at his boy Jeff Bezos because Jeff decided that he's going to display on your Amazon cart how much more you are paying as a consumer for the tariffs that each Amazon seller and Amazon is taking on due to this tariff war that we're having with China. And personally, I think this is genius because so many of us cannot hear and process information and believe that the consumer is the one who pays the tariffs. So this will be really great for those visual learners. And I personally think every small business in America should have a line when you check out on their website that says Trump tariff. That way it's very clear why it's happening. It's a perfect alliteration with the 2 T's. And maybe that's how people are going to understand that the consumer pays the tax, not the company, because it is not sustainable for any small business in America, no matter how big, how small, to be able to make a profit, make money, have employees, and function with 145% tariffs when majority of products are not made in America. So hopefully this will be a learning lesson for all those that don't understand how tariffs work.
Hey guys, I saw a quick little news bit that I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm really hoping a lot of other people take Amazon's lead. Amazon is now listing on your cost of products that you get from them. They are now listing on your receipt the tariffs cost to bring that product to you. That way it will explain to you the reason your price has increased and by how much. And it's all due to Trump's tariffs. Well, Trump doesn't like that. He's currently throwing a hissy fit that Bezos is exposing him because he wants to hold on to the lie that the countries pay the tariffs. And everyone with any kind of sense knows the companies do not pay the tariffs. The importers pay the tariffs, who is us when we're getting things from other countries. The importers are paying the extra cost and they pass it on to the consumers, which is us. So now Amazon is putting Donald Trump on blast and disproving his constant lies that the other countries pay the tariffs. And he is having a flat out hissy fit over it because he wants to hide behind his lie that the countries pay the tariffs. And I'm hoping every other company does the absolute same thing. Include on your receipt what your extra cost and tariff was, which sent the price of the item up. This is the way and the only way to debunk and show Donald Trump for the lying weasel he truly is. So when you see it in black and white, when you see it in print, you can't deny it. Not even his cult infested group that MAGA, even MAGA won't be able to defy facts when it's staring them in the face and coming out of their pockets. So look for anything you have coming from Amazon to include the extra tariff costs, which cost your product to cost you more money. And then you can properly thank Trump and his administration. You guys have a great day.
All right, there you have it. Actually, as we have seen, guys, in the videos that are compiled for us to check out, we have seen that Trump is not happy with what Jeff Bezos wanted to do, because these companies are actually losing big. We have seen the boycotts against, Target, against Amazon in the past, against Walmart, against Lowe's, Home Depot, and a lot of American consumers are actually crying about the high cost of living in the United States. And, mind you, the cost of living was already high before Trump actually was, doing all these Trump policies and fighting with China and all these other countries like Canada and Mexico. Now, he promised from day one to impose tariffs on countries that were ripping America off. But what he didn't know is that, these countries are actually helping American citizens to get cheap goods, cheap goods that are not manufactured in the United States. Even those factories and companies, that are manufacturing in the United States, most of them are using cheap raw materials from other countries like China, Mexico. And the food agricultural sector, we know that a lot of food products, a lot of produce actually is coming from Mexico. Now, what happens when you impose a tariff on a country? This is what MAGA actually doesn't know, because most of the MAGA went ahead and voted for the orange man in charge, because of the slogan, Make America Great Again. They wanted to make America great again, but they did not know the cost of making America great again. Now, they are suffering because they did not research what a tariff is and how a tariff works. Actually, a tariff works like this. When Trump imposes like 50% on all goods coming from China, that means that the American company that is importing things from China is gonna have to pay 50% tariff to the American government, not China. China isn't paying anything. China can afford to stop selling to the US and start selling elsewhere. They're already selling, to other countries of the world. China, we all know China is the factory industry of the world, because most of the things that the world uses all over the world, actually, they're produced from China. Even the United States manufacturing, things like iPhones are outsourced. They outsource manufacturing from China because China has cheap raw materials and it also has cheap labor force, which Western countries do not have. Now, when the company that is importing from China actually pays 50% to the government of the United States, they cannot allow themselves to sell to the former prices. They have to add that cost, to the consumer, because they want to make a profit. So the consumer ends up paying the tariff. If something you're buying for, $50 and they put a 50% tariff on it, that means that you're gonna have to pay $75, $25 more, on that product. Now, Amazon wanted to be transparent. They wanted to put on their card how much consumers are paying in tariffs. The Trump administration saw this as a betrayal. They did not allow Jeff Bezos and Amazon to try and do something like that, because they're trying to keep the illusion that they have sold to MAGA voters that, all these other countries all over the world like China are the ones actually who are paying the cost of the tariff. Yet it is the American consumer that is paying the tariff. So they want to keep that illusion working, and the fact that tariffs are making America great again. Yet Americans are being hurt by these tariffs. American companies are losing billions and billions of dollars because of tariffs. What happens when something that you're buying for $50 becomes $75? Either you're gonna have to pay more, which most Americans cannot afford, or you're gonna have to deal and do away with it. This is how companies actually lose billions. You find that it is a very minimal percentage of the population that will afford to pay a product that has risen in cost. Most Americans, the highest percentage of the population is gonna, do away with that thing because it's not a basic need. This is what's happening to companies. They are losing billions and billions of dollars because of these tariffs, because they don't have a choice. They have to raise, the cost of these products in order for them also to make a profit and keep on running. And what happens when they raise the prices? The consumers stop buying. And when the consumers stop buying, the companies lose billions. So this is what's happening. Basically, Jeff Bezos wanted to, be transparent with these customers and let them know, hey, you paying this much on this product in tariff. It's not our fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. It's the administration's fault. The problem is, even if they're trying to poke a finger at the administration, most of all these corporations actually voted for the orange man in charge. They wanted to put him, in office so that he can give them tax cuts, and, make business good for them and make America great again. We all know that the orange man doesn't care about the common citizen. He only cares about his fellow tech billionaire friends. That is whom he's president for. That is whom he's working for. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. What do you think about today's episode? What do you think about Jeff Bezos and Amazon backing down from actually, putting these tariff costs on their carts? What do you think? Do you think this is an attack on transparency? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing, like this video, and don't forget to share with your friends and families. And as always, see you on the next episode. Peace out.